luggage.
No,
Oh, sorry. Okay. Sorry, Pedro. I didn't know you were live.
Mark out mania. Mark out mania. It's Saturday morning and we're marking out on Mark Out Mania. I don't know what this pause is here, but hola amigos and welcome to the Mark Out Mania.
Yeah.
I'm Pedro Boriquedro, Get Texas Spaniard, and we got who's this we got over here? They're very extreme. And they're over at Jim's house. It's James Sorno.
What is up, Mr. Boyd? How the hell are you? Or AKA also known as the collection whore.
Yeah, I forgot.
I draft a lot.
I apologies to Mr. Sorno. He is also known as to his.
That's your new DJ.
Sir Draft a lot.
Sir Draft a lot.
known to his Mexican whores as Sir Draft a lot. But who else we got here?
Stop it! Stop making that noise! Stop it!
Whoa!
Stop making that terrible noise!
You're gonna see flashes on my bald stuff, like it's the God of Thunder. Is this King Dark?
Are you ducking? The Pedro was ducking from the thunder.
Yeah,
how are you, Zeus?
You can change my name to Fart Blocked.
Fart Block.
Fart Block. There you go.
Okay, hold on. Then another apologies. Another correction here. It's Fart Blocked, Zeus. That sounds terrible, Zeus. I have to say that sounds awful. I'm just going to say it, but
Zeus got blocked by Fart. That's a badge of honor because they suck anyway.
Oh man!
Wasn't he one half of the best tag team of all time? Isn't that what he said?
Something like that.
I'm going with that.
Yeah. Okay. My balls.
How was okay? How was y'all's Thanksgiving? How did y'all's Thanksgiving go?
It was fine.
I'm taking the holidays off this year. I was just resting and recuperating. Although I did have some pumpkin pie. I'm not going to lie to you.
I'm sure you did.
Yeah. But other than that, it was fine. It's okay. Quiet. Chilled.
Zeus?
Yeah.
What'd you do for Thanksgiving? Everything go okay?
I went over to coworkers for dinner. It was nice.
Nice.
So.
Did you read a lot?
Oh yeah.
Good job.
Yeah.
Oh.
The turkey was a little dry, but it was good.
Damn.
Damn.
Yeah,
Add some gravy, bitch.
There was gravy. I'm
wow,
okay.
really? Still dry. Brutal.
Still dry.
Oh no, I wasn't dry. That's why I had gravy.
I gotcha. Okay.
Oh, okay. Imagine if the gravy was dry. Man.
That's something. That would be brutal.
I mean, I've had dry champagne, but I've never had dry gravy.
Oh, fuck. That guy's an idiot.
I had like rounds of what's it called of Thanksgiving. There's the Stephanie's family's Thanksgiving, which was amazing food, by the way. We had like variety of turkey. We had a smoked turkey. We had a deep fried turkey. They had
nice.
They had like ham. The ham was like smoked, but with like the spicy dry rub on the outside. It was like so
nice.
Good. There's just a gazillion sides and things. There is hummingbird cake. Hummingbird cake is amazing. For those who this is only the second time I've had it.
I've heard of
hummingbird cake. It is like a banana pineapple cake. It's 2 layers. It's got like a 150 pounds of cream cheese frosting on it, and then covered in pecans. It is amazing. It's like a life-altering thing. Like you become type 2 diabetic by eating it. and you gain like 5 people in weight by eating it. But it's amazing. It's amazing. Like you can only have it. You can only have it once a year, probably.
Yeah, I can imagine. B.
But it's
Brian Bell,
incredible.
what's up,
Hey,
buddy? How
Brian
you
Bell.
feeling?
Mark out for War Games. Yeah, that's
Yeah,
tonight.
we'll be marking off for that. Yeah, man. I'm excited, Brian. I'm excited. I can't wait for it. I'm actually looking forward to this pay-per-view.
I told Stephanie that I had to at least see the women's War Game match. So I am going to at least watch the women's War Games match. I will be able to watch that part, but I can't say I'll watch the rest of it.
I'm watching the whole thing from the rooter to the tutor.
The rooter to the tutor.
I want to see Randy Orton come in and turn heel.
Oh, you think that's what's going to happen, or?
Well, I mean, the WWE,
I'm not doubting it. I'm just asking.
I think that's what's going to happen. I mean, WWE did it smart because they had to announce that Randy Orton was going to be the guy because it's in Chicago. The crowd would have hijacked it if it was a CM Punk, and then Randy Orton came out, and then you know what? Everybody would have booed him because it wasn't CM Punk. So it's smart of them to announce it early that it was going to be Randy Orton. So that's how I look at it.
Oh, Zeus fell asleep. No, I thought Zeus.
No, just breathe it over here.
Brian Bell, I will Miz in my pants watching War. Hey. No, I did not see that.
WWE pay-per-view. How excited do you think I'm going to be?
I want to see it. I think it's going to be, because I always get a little jacked up for War Games,
Hey,
I know it's not the NWA War Games. I know, but still,
everything looks better on the highlights. That's all I got to say.
Yeah. That Miz Gunther segment from Raw was really good. I thought I watched it. I thought that was a really good segment.
As opposed to the Carlito fucking segment last night.
I didn't see it.
That shit sucked.
I was dealing with stuff on Twitch, so I didn't see it.
It's you know what? It's fucking nobody cares.
Yeah. You don't have to be that hard on me, James, but
I
know you're talking. I know you're talking about Carlito, James.
Yeah. Nobody. You want to talk about missing the boat on Carlito? You had him at the height. Everybody was going crazy at SummerSlam in Puerto Rico. Then you fucked up and waited 6 months to put him on TV, and now nobody cares.
It's fine. It's probably totally fine.
I saw where like Walter went in on it on the Miz on some interviews, calling him the most forgettable shit he's ever seen.
Yeah, he was cutting a decent promo on the Miz. The Miz came back a little bit.
Yeah,
that was kind of cool.
I mean, I thought the segment was done pretty well.
I like babyface Miz.
I'm surprised they got this much heat for this matchup. Like, if you told me beforehand, Gunther and the Miz, people are going to want to see them fight over the Intercontinental title. I'm like, what? They just want to see Miz get hurt, but no, people are into this. They've done a good job with it.
The Miz is so underrated. I mean, he's been doing this shit for a long time. He's good. He's good.
He's part of he's entrenched in the WWE universe. I think people they love him or hate him or love to hate him or however you want to talk about it. But he's he's somebody that makes people go okay. It's, this is once again, the what happens when, somebody gets a damn concussion in the middle of a match and they let it keep going.
Ricochet.
I don't blame him. I blame everyone else. Oh, he's not looking so great and whatnot. I'm like going, okay, maybe you should have, told him to go to the back or fight your way to the back or some shit.
Yeah, keep him outside. You're right. Keep him outside the ring or something.
No, Shinsuke's not on the card, right? Him or LA Knight, right?
So I'm looking at the card right now. It says Gunther versus The Miz for the Intercontinental title. Rhea Ripley versus Zoe Stark for the Women's World title. The Men's War Game, which is Cody, Seth, Jey Uso, Sami Zayn, and Randy Orton versus the Judgment Day. and then and Drew McIntyre, and then Dragon Lee versus Santos Escobar, and then the women's War Games match, which is
Wow.
Bianca, Charlotte, Shotzi, Becky Lynch versus Damage Control.
They already started playing off the Charlotte Flair, Becky Lynch shit last night on SmackDown. How they can't get along, you know? They're like, how can you forget all those stuff that happened between us and blah blah blah? And I was like, oh, here we go.
James, I want to ask you: do you get the impression that maybe the Asuka, Io, and Kyrie are gonna like abandon?
They're gonna beat the
Bayley
shit out of Bailey tonight. Yep.
Yeah, I get that impression.
They're going to beat the shit out of Bailey. It's going to be the new version of the Kabuki Warriors. And that's it.
Like the way Asuka keeps like being weird towards Bailey, like and kind of Asuka keeps kind of putting herself in the middle, like she's the real, she's taking over the group.
Bailey actually wrestled last night, and she's moving a little slow.
Well, we discussed this a while back. She's never gonna be the same again.
Nah, that leg is messed up, man. You could tell.
Yeah. I mean, God bless her and stuff, but she's because she was. I mean, she was really good, for her time. But so I don't know what happened exactly, but her leg is not coming back. It seems.
But it's
Zeus. You remember Jungle Kiona?
Of course.
So I was reading like about the surgery she had recently, like what they did, and I was like, I don't think this girl should really wrestle ever again, because they basically like took out the stuff between her knees. Like she doesn't have cushion anymore between her knees, like those between the bones now. There's like nothing there.
Watch it's funny you should say that, because how long is Dakota Kai not going to be ring ready? Because she's still not ring ready. Every week she's on the show, she's got that massive knee brace on. She's not going to be in the ring. She's not going to be in the ring anytime soon.
It doesn't seem like it.
Mm-mm. But yeah, I think Bailey's going to get turned on today, which is good. I want Orton to turn heel.
Are we gonna get like the four horsewomen versus the Joshis in the future? Is this what's gonna happen?
Maybe. Becky and Charlotte. That's an old storyline. If you want to rehash it, okay, go ahead. But I'm not. It's not anything crazy for me.
That's just part of their rebonding, James. They're going to come together when it matters. One or the other is going to save the other when it matters most.
I just want to see Io do moonsaults at the top of the cage tonight, and I'll be happy. That's it.
As long as she doesn't get injured. Right. I know the real story you guys want to talk about. Is CM Punk coming back? Is the music gonna hit?
No, well, that's the main reason why the WWE broke the thing and announced last week it was Randy Orton, even though he wasn't on the show.
Yeah. No. Did y'all see the mess yesterday? The noise about the cult of personality?
No.
So Living Color put out a remaster of it yesterday. And all these people are like, oh, this coming out a day before Survivor Series, this can't be coincidence, and all this kind of stuff. And what got me was so many people saying, oh, CM Punk's theme song has been remastered the day before. I'm like, this song existed decades before CM Punk was wrestling, you motherfuckers.
WWE doesn't want nothing to do with him.
But you have to also remember, too, that... just for music groups that for them to like be able to retain rights on their songs and stuff, they have to go back and remaster shit.
Yeah.
No, and if they're going to remaster any song, that's the song.
Yeah. But haven't we all learned how toxic Punk is already?
James, I get that punk rock music isn't for everyone. You don't have to say it's toxic. Come on.
No, not punk rock. Punk himself. He's toxic. Everywhere he goes, it's like
his new theme song is "Toxic" by Britney Spears.
Yeah, actually, his new theme song should be "Me, Myself, and I" because he's like the ultimate narcissist. This guy.
Brian Bell said, "No, man, we need a new 500th version of Sexy Boy remastered."
Yeah,
Yes,
I'm your sexy boy, sexy boy.
I'm not your boy, toy.
Have Melina seen it?
No,
I'm your sexy whore, sexy whore.
No, that would give people like an oral version of an audio version of STDs. We don't want that.
She's at WrestleCade this weekend, so hopefully she does something.
Oh yeah, WrestleCade going on in Zeus's old haunts, North Carolina.
Yeah, he posted that Violent J piece last night. That was a little brutal.
Okay, Zeus, set this up. Tell everyone what you showed us.
Yeah.
I don't know. This I see, Pee Wee D, Diddly D,
I thought he was retired. Violent J.
I don't know. That's all them.
What was the match even? I don't even know what the match was.
It was Alley Cat and
Effie
and
ICP guy.
Yeah.
It don't matter. It's good cocaine wrestling. It's garbage can wrestling.
Yeah, more power to you. Y'all have fun.
Yeah, more power to the. Zeus like he's falling asleep. Like he
Well, Zeus wouldn't have been at the GCW show, so he would have skipped that.
I don't know. Zeus
is not going to GCW at WrestleCade. No.
Wait, let me just put this out there. Zeus at the GCW show in the audience giving not only the wrestlers but the referee crap over what's going on sounds amazing.
Oh, absolutely.
That I can picture. Yeah.
What would you be saying, Zeus? What would you be telling them?
I mean, the one night at Night of Champions, I ripped into every one of them for being out of position, for counting while they weren't looking at shoulders. I mean, I ripped all four of them a new one, and so it was. And I was with this other fan. He was a real nice guy. He's old school, huge Wahoo McDaniel fan. I can't remember the guy's name. But he was just like, he was rolling, he was dying because I was like, nope, you're not, that's not that's not what people expect to hear. But I left the wrestlers alone that night.
Yeah, man, you rip them, Zeus. Good job.
Yeah, I mean, I just, and to top it all off, that one weekend, like the day after ended with heel George South beating C.W. Anderson for the AML title, and the referee with the fastest 3 count. It was terrible. I was like, "What do you think that C.W. Anderson is going to kick out of this?" I'm like, "What are you doing?"
The Nick Patrick count? The Nick Patrick count?
I was just.
I say they're showing WrestleCade this year, Zeus.
Yeah, it's on Title Match Network.
Gotcha.
And I believe it's I don't know what time the broadcast starts, but they said that the live show is actually starting like an hour earlier this year. So.
Oh, okay.
Brian Bell, on Tony Khan going, I gotta get these guys. One thing I feel safe in saying, Tony Khan is not going to hire Effie ever. For the same reason he would never hire Joey Ryan. Even though Joey Ryan was good friends with so many of the roster, right? He's not gonna hire them. I don't see it. And I don't see him hiring Alley Cap because of her and MJF having a past, so
Yeah, I got into a discussion with Lux talking about he lost his shit after Tony Khan introduced Will Ospreay as his latest signing, and I'm like, where the hell else is Ospreay going to go? He's not coming to WWE. Everybody thought maybe TNA after they turned TNA, but he wasn't going anywhere else but AEW because Tony Khan was stupid enough to pay him.
Well, I mean, he could have gone to the WWE, but he would have had to be completely repackaged and a lot. He would have been edited down. Yeah,
Right.
and now I'm not
That's why he
saying
wasn't
that.
going.
I'm not saying that is a bad thing. Okay, I know some people may chafe at this, but I'm not saying that's a bad thing. I actually think it's a good thing to edit Will Ospreay down because Will Ospreay has a bunch of dumb fucking ideas.
Well,
I mean, he's gotta, if he wants to be a main event guy kind of guy, he's gotta he's gotta be in the WWE style, which is, I mean, it's more indie now than it's ever been before, but still, I mean,
yeah. You got to be whittled down to basically like what, a handful of signature moves and a finisher. Yeah.
Yeah.
Which and
he's got to get in work in, and
yeah.
There's elements of him they could keep and build.
Yes.
But it's
Hey, look. Not for nothing. Do you guys remember when he toned down everything he was doing and started wrestling more like a proper heavyweight?
Yes. Right at the feud with Ibushi.
And do you remember we all praised that he had improved? He had improved dramatically from the past dumb bullshit.
I remember that, and then he went back to it.
And then he went back to the dumb bullshit. So, I mean, to me, the proof is right there. He can totally change himself to a more main event style, and it works better. But so many people are on this thing where they want to get their shit in or whatever. It's like, no, I don't want to be edited down. I want to be, an artiste or whatever. And it's like, well, you're kind of in the wrong business if you want to be an artist or whatever. So
I'm just waiting for AEW to start the demise countdown clock because it's going to happen.
The demise countdown clock. Sorry.
Yeah,
I don't know why I said
it's going to happen.
Contact high.
I don't think this company's going to last another 5 years. I honestly don't.
It's going to last as long as they're willing to put money into it. Now,
I'll be right back, guys. I'm sorry. I'll be right back.
Go ahead.
I mean, like I said, I mean, WCW went out of business because they lost their billionaire. They have a billionaire, okay? They've got a billionaire backer. Everything's going to be fine because you got to remember too is like the businesses they've only been around for 5 years, right?
Mm-hmm.
So to turn a profit in 5 years in anything is not easy.
No, it's not. I agree.
And we have honestly, nobody has released a detailed look at their financials, right?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
We have no idea.
Nope. Who gets paid what? How much they get?
He's getting paid.
Right.
We have no idea.
I'm not getting paid enough. That's all I know.
Well, I know that. But the thing is, a lot of businesses are successful, and I'm talking like big name businesses. There's a lot of big name businesses that are only making 2, 3, 4% profit. Okay, if they have large overheads and everybody's getting paid all the time, but they have low profits, but they're consistent, it's still a successful business.
True. Do you think AEW is going to get their money from the TV deal?
If they do some stupid crap where they end up losing their deal with TNT and TBS, yes, then they're going to be in trouble. That's a huge deal because who else knows where they might end up, because now now with WWE putting was NXT on the CW,
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah,
right?
yeah. In the
Uh,
future, yeah, next year.
yeah. So they're not gonna be able to put AEW on a channel like that.
Brian Bell said, I think where AEW is going to be hit the most is lack of advertisement interest. I can't imagine swallowing blood matches will help this. So I pointed that out because you were saying like if they do something stupid, I want to say, oh, you mean like having people swallow blood for no reason on the show?
More the Hangman Page took out.
Swear, yeah,
Yeah, he took Swerve's blood and spit it back in his mouth
no,
or some shit. What
what?
was it?
Okay, look,
He
James.
stapled him in the face.
No, look, I'm going to describe this scene for you guys. I'm going to tell you exactly how this goes down. If if you were going to do a blood drinking spot in wrestling, how would you have done it? Okay, first off, before we go over what they did, how would you have done a blood drinking spot in
I
wrestling?
wouldn't have
If you
done
were
a
going
blood
to,
drinking spot in
if
wrestling.
you were going to do it, how would you have done it?
The only thing, all right. So the only time that I've seen that where it kind of worked, okay, it really wasn't even in pro wrestling. It was um, it was in MMA, and BJ Penn had bloodied up Matt Hughes, and after the fight was over, he went over to him and licked the blood off his face, and that might be where it was from. But I mean, that was a really savage moment because he just
Okay, so
took
if
the
one
guy
of
out. So
if okay, my first question is Swerve a vampire?
certainly not.
Okay, is Hangman Page a vampire?
No,
I don't
there
think
was a
it
Nosferatu match.
So neither one has a vampire or an occult gimmick. Do either of them have an occult gimmick where they need blood for sacrifice or anything like
They're
this?
not Gangrel, no.
Okay, so none of them are Gangrel. They don't have a gimmick that involves blood or the need for blood, like drinking blood or something, right? Okay. So there's no gimmick reason for them to be drinking or swallowing blood in the match, right? Okay, now these two hate each other, right? To the point they've been interfering in each other's big like title matches and stuff like that, costing each other matches on purpose, blah blah blah. They hate each other. They have this rivalry. So if you have two people who hate each other, why is one of you bust the other one open? Then why do you lay down on the canvas? You lay down on the canvas and you grab them by their head and you have them. The other person's down on their knees. The other person's down on their knees, and they're participating with this. They're not doing this against their will. They're letting the guy have their blood drip down into their mouth. Like and the Swerve has a look on his face like, yeah, take it, man, take it,
I
take
hope
my
they both
blood.
got
This is
tested
great.
before this match.
They're both doing this. This isn't like he hung Swerve up upside down. He didn't hang Swerve up upside down like in a tree of woe position and is like drinking his blood that way or something. No. Hangman laid down on the canvas, Swerve got down on his knees, and they purposefully, in cooperation and concert, no struggling with the other, they do this thing where they're participating in bleeding into the guy's mouth and blah blah blah. This is how they do this blood drinking spot. It makes no sense. It almost comes off like some weird, I don't know, like a lovers thing. I don't know. I just don't know what to even describe it as. It doesn't make sense in the context of a fight of two people who have this rivalry where they hate each other. I can't even begin to like. It doesn't make any logical sense in any of it.
But Pedro, this is AEW. It's the greatest blood spot of all time.
But James, like I said, Okay, if he put him in the tree of woe position on the ring apron, right? Like on the ropes in the ring apron. He tied his legs
it
up.
dripped
He's hanging
naturally,
upside
right.
down, and Hangman Page
Organically
got
started
under
coming
him
out.
and is like drinking the blood, and then he's spitting out like, yeah, look how sick I am. Okay, that's stupid, but at least there's some logic to that, right? Hangman Page got laid down on the canvas, had the other guy bend down, grab the guy by his head, and I mean, like, it's almost like, say if you got down on the bed and your partner is coming down and y'all are gonna kiss or something, but instead of kissing, you're dripping blood into their mouth. That's what this is how it was set up. This is how they set up the spot. I'm not making this up. You can watch this. This is how they set up the goddamn spot. Like, why? I don't get it. Like, it makes no sense.
Tony
This
Khan, Book of the
isn't
Year.
even touching on the stupid stuff where they're like stapling themselves. Like, Hangman Page is stapling Swerve in the chest, and Swerve just like no selling it. And he grabs the thing away. And he starts stapling himself. Like, yeah, I love it. Yeah, look at this. And I'm just like, okay. I mean, there's a bunch. We can go on and on. There's a bunch of dumb shit they did in this match. Just a ton of dumb shit. It makes no sense.
It's pretty clear that, I mean, wrestling psychology is just completely gone out the window. I mean,
Yeah, you just say that. Yeah.
it's just all this. I mean, it's like we've been saying for years. It's all this spotty crap. It's all this, it's all this shit that they've just, everybody thinks it's a great idea in their head, and God knows why.
But Zeus, there's no pretense of like fighting in that spot, that blood drinking spot. The way they did it, the way they did the blood drinking spot, there's no pretense of fighting in that way they did it. The way they did it, it's more like they stopped the fight to do this weird, I don't know, blood drinking moment, like between them. Like, yeah, we're friends sharing each other's blood. Like,
yeah. It sounds terrible. It just sounds fucking terrible.
I mean, did y'all not see the clips?
No, I didn't. I haven't
I
seen
just
any
saw
of
him
it.
getting
No.
stapled in the face, and that's all I needed to see.
I want to watch Swerve bleed. I'll watch the Hell of War match from Lucha Underground.
Well, and some people so there's been criticism, of course, about this match, and some people keep bringing up in defending the match. They bring up the Hell of War match, but Swerve and AR Fox did not do a spot where one of them's like, yeah, bleed into my mouth, baby. Nothing like that in that match. Everything was in some pretense of fighting each other, right?
No.
Sent him through all the glass. There's a pretense that he knocked him loopy, and AR Fox falls off the thing through the glass. There are some, at least, kayfabe pretense there that they're fighting.
Right.
What's the kayfabe pretense of how they did this blood drinking spot?
I don't know. It sounds terrible. Doesn't make any sense to me at all.
I hope they both got tested before the show.
I'm sure they're not, full of STDs or whatever.
No, but not for nothing. But I'm not going to drink somebody's blood because you told me. Oh, let's how about we do this in the middle of the match? No. Are you kidding me? For 5 years from now, I'll wake up and
I'm sure plenty of wrestlers have accidentally drank each other's blood, but that's different.
Well, I mean, Freddie Blassie literally had.
Yeah. True.
He literally had a blood drinking vampire gimmick.
Oh no. Nope. I'll pass. I haven't seen that match. I haven't seen. I Brian Bell. 5 stars. 5 stars. Yeah, I'm sure.
Yeah, Meltzer did give it 5 stars.
Meltzer
gave it 5 stars.
Meltzer give a Joey Janela match 5 stars.
I read a review saying he didn't like it, but he couldn't deny the greatness of it. I'm like, what the?
What? Wait, what?
Why would you give it?
What did he say, Zeus? He couldn't deny the greatness of it? Oh, Lord. Please. Somebody slap Meltzer. How old is he? What is he, 75?
No.
No?
No.
He's been around the block.
He's been
Let me
around the
see.
block, but he's not.
I'll find out. I'll find out.
Not Ric Flair's age. Come on.
He's another one needs to go away.
He's 64.
Okay. Let me ask you a question. Sting's quote unquote retirement tour. It's going to end at, at the match next year. You think Ric Flair's involvement is taken away from all this? Because now everybody can talk about it. Is Ric Flair wants to get into another match and bleed and do all this shit.
I mean, Flair said it like last month or something that he wanted another match.
Yeah.
But do you have to do it during Sting's retirement thing?
If not, then why? Why else?
Yeah, I guess that's the open connection. Yeah. I don't think Flair's never going to be happy unless he actually dies in the ring.
Sorry, I'm not laughing at that. I'm laughing at something I'm getting in a message. I want to publicly insert here. It's an aside. I want to apologize for mentioning AR Fox to someone. I apologize. Sorry
for mentioning AR Fox.
Yeah,
AR Fox. That's cool. He was good.
Don't worry about it. But,
okay.
So War Games should be pretty decent. I mean, like we should. Nobody should get blocked on Twitter, right, Zeus?
Right.
Tag team turmoil time.
Yeah.
Yeah. Tell us what happened, Zeus. Why are you blocked on? Or no? Well, we don't know why. But how did you discover you were blocked by someone?
Because you guys shared his tweet in the group chat.
Okay, set it all up. What happened?
Yeah, so you guys were. I went to bed early, and you guys are just, going on about how the, the omissions of the greatest tag teams of all time from whoever it was.
Dax, the bald bald FTR.
I didn't know that at the time, I clicked on the
right.
I clicked on the link, and it was like you cannot view this person's tweets, and I'm like,
Bald FTR. Bald FTR put out a list of the greatest tag teams of all time, and James and I were talking about it, and Zeus couldn't see it, and he discovered he was blocked by Bald FTR.
And which is just, it's
how
just
do you
hilarious.
leave out? Yeah, but how do you leave out the Steiners and the Dudleys?
Let me see if I can find the original list.
Then he signs it one half of the greatest tag team of all time. I mean, okay.
Okay, so
I know you're supposed to put yourself over, but Jesus.
Uncle Dax of FDR. The 10 greatest tag teams of all time. Midnight Express, Arn and Tully, Road Warriors, Rock and Roll Express, Hart Foundation, Edge and Christian, Hardy Boys, Briscoes, British Bulldogs, Gene and Ole Anderson, sincerely half of the greatest working tag team on the planet.
Lord. No Dudleys, no Steiner brothers, really?
This came up.
Freebirds.
No Freebird? Yeah, no Freebirds?
I feel this came up because there is some article with Jey Uso that was apparently it was done like around the WrestleMania time, but for some reason people were bringing it up this week. There's some article with Jey Uso talking about that him and his brother were the top tag team in the industry right now, and they were saying that they're saying these dream matches with FTR and the Bucks and all this, that those people have to come up, that they weren't going to go down, like they weren't, that they're in the top position because they're in the WWE. People are going to have to come up and join the WWE if they want these dream matches to happen, because they're not going to go down to the other places to face them. So I feel like some of this was people being bristled, like, oh, he's saying that the WWE is, But I mean, isn't that what you're gonna do? Like, if you're a company person, you're gonna put it like your company is
Well,
the number one.
not only that, but the WWE is number one. So I mean, he's got every right to say that.
But I don't think that they're, I mean, just by virtue of being the biggest. I mean, now granted, generally when you talk about dream matches, all right, first of all, dream matches usually have to cross promotional lines, right?
Yeah.
They're either fantasy as far as you're not able to do it because of contracts and whatnot,
Or death.
or just doesn't exist at this
Right.
time. So that's the first thing. So certainly now the Usos would have to get back together because they're currently not a tag team. But I just I don't know. I don't think that de facto they're up there. I mean, I think the WWE is kind of up there because it's far and away the most famous and well recognized promotion in the sport. But I don't think that the tag teams are much better there than anywhere else right now currently because
I get that.
overall,
I'm just mad he left out Evil and Sonata.
no, he did not, Brian Bell. He did not mention.
Right? Yeah, he didn't mention the Steiners. He didn't mention. I mean,
He didn't mention the Dudleys. He didn't mention Evil and Sonata. Gino Hernandez.
Evil and Sonata.
Harlem Heat or
Harlem Heat, Demolition, Gino Hernandez, or Chris Adams. The Von Erichs, the Freebirds. I mean, you can go on and on.
There are some people like, "Where's the Holy Demon Army?" and all this stuff.
The Fantastics. I mean, I don't know.
I mean, if we go over this list, Road Warriors, as we've said,
where are the Body Donnas?
Where the Body Donnas? Where's Amish Roadkill and that one guy? I can't remember.
Danny Doring.
Yeah, Danny Doring. Yeah, where are they? Where are the Eliminators?
Total Elimination. The Gangsters.
Road Warriors. Road Warriors are the beginning and the end of any conversation about the greatest tag team or the best tag team.
Our tag team tournament proved that, right, Zeus?
Oh yeah.
They're upset.
I mean, look, they redefined the whole way people looked at tag teams. They were a main event attraction unto themselves. You didn't need to have another main event waiting. They were the main event. They drew crowds all on their own.
Yeah.
You can list all the things they wanted, but that almost doesn't matter just in terms of it's like what they were an attraction that drew lots of business everywhere they went for multiple different audiences around the world. They just redefined the way tag teams work in a way.
Yeah.
I mean, it's just as simple as that.
I mean, especially for that, especially that first decade. The first decade, I mean, they were just unbeatable. You couldn't touch them, with anything, with popularity, with the way people went nuts for them and everything. So
I had a spiked wristband because of the Road Warriors.
Like the only thing people, when people mention the Midnight Express and stuff like that, they're bringing up like the quality of the catalog of their matches, right? And it's like, but that doesn't matter in terms of this discussion in a way. Like, it's about the business of it in a way. It's like when they change things, their influence is just monumental. It's just monumental. No one else is even close to them in that regards. It's so. I mean, they have to. They're not even the first tag team mentioned on this list. The first tag team mentions the Midnight Express, and we get it. FTR has a Fart has a whole hard on for the Midnight Express. Midnight Express were amazing, amazing tag team. Arn and Tully, another amazing tag team. But should they be ahead of the Road Warriors on these lists? No, of course not. The Road Warriors is number one. Everyone else, there's like a big gap, and then you can use start the list. Like,
well, that's smart for you. So
Brian Bell said 1 and 3 are no brainers. In his opinion, Road Warriors, Midnight Express, and Tully and Arn.
I don't got a problem with that.
Yeah. Now, who should be on the list? Should Rock and Roll Express stay on the list? James and Zeus?
Fuck cock and balls, man. I mean, okay, look.
I knew he was gonna say that.
Look. The Midnight Express needed a tag team to feud with. They were the best team to feud with. Okay, that they made magic in that ring. With them, the Fantastics, Arn and Tully, all those guys made magic together. So you got to have the cock and balls to go with the Midnight Express. Okay, and they were good. You know, should they be on there? Okay, yeah. Should they be high up like that? No.
I mean, the thing is about the rock and roll is, you had what, from like 85 to 80 or 80, like 84 to about what was it, 90 when they split up too?
Yeah.
When they're Morton Chase Flair. Yeah, it was the 90, right? Something like that?
Yeah, it was like right around 90, I think, because that's when the York Foundation and all that.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Thomas Rich and Richard Morton and all that stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Then they got back together, a couple times again, and but I mean they kept. I mean, if you look at their resume is really, is really impressive. They got a lot of longevity. I mean, people went nuts for them.
They're still fucking wrestling.
People went nuts for them for a long time, and so you just, it's hard to argue that they aren't, probably a top 10.
Yeah.
Oh, definitely top 10.
And,
okay, yeah.
Hey, how many clones are there of the Rock and Roll Express?
I mean, everybody. I mean, what, the Midnight Rockers? You can go on and on.
Yeah, I mean, so we can't say they weren't influential on their own. And
oh no, they definitely were.
Yeah.
Rock and roll RPMs. I mean, there's.
Oh my God, remember that RPMs? Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, there was a ton of tag teams that were, the whole Express style of wrestling was, between the Rock and Rolls, the Midnights, and, I think, that
I want to
really
say the
dominated.
Fantastics.
Yeah, and the Fantastics.
Yeah, the Fantastics. You could put the Midnight Rockers in there too.
No,
I
don't think so. Not me personally.
You think they copied rock and roll?
No, yeah, they copied. We're talking about like we're talking about like that sort of that sort of style and almost like tone that the Midnight Express, Rock and Roll Express, and Fantastics were doing
like
together.
Copied. I was like,
no, we're talking about sort of the tone that those three were sort of doing or whatever. I mean, they kind of all working against or around each other and stuff at that time period. Like, right, Zeus?
What was that team in the AWA? What was it? Rock and Roll, Bud Zuboff, and the other guy? That was another ripoff.
Oh, God.
Let's not mention him. Oh, my God.
Let's talk about it. Bad Company was definitely an Express.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
This is true, yeah.
And they had a good decade, overall. But But yeah, I think that I think the Rock and Roll Express deserves to be top 10.
Oh, I have no argument there. Absolutely.
Okay,
Um,
so another tag team on this list, the Hart Foundation. I want to say something. So they're in my favorite tag teams of all time, right? My favorite tag teams of all time.
yeah,
They had two big title runs in the WWF. They were able to have good matches with a lot of different teams, not just the British Bulldogs. They had good matches with the Killer Bees. They had good matches with the Islanders. They had good matches with Strike Force.
Oh
They had
Lord,
good
Strike
matches with the
Force.
Brainbusters / Tully
yeah,
Arn. They had good matches with the Rockers. They had good matches with lots of teams. They had good matches with Demolition. They even had a decent match in losing the titles to the Nasty Boys and stuff. Okay, but they only did the thing in the WWF, right?
And in
yeah, and it
Calgary,
was
right?
only
Yeah.
like what 86 to 90.
Right, and there's a break in there. There's a break in there, Zeus, because
Yeah,
they had the initial run. Then they were tag teaming off and on, and they were sort of pushing Brett as a singles for a little bit. Then they got back to tag teaming, had the second run, and
yeah.
then they split up and they
Oh,
pushed Brett to the thing. I feel like the Hart Foundation, some of the thing around them is like tag team is not tag team is riding on the coattail of Brett's singles career, right? Like his singles career is so big, and people are like, well, by default, his tag team thing is as big as him, and it's like, well, yeah, they were in the WWF. They were a really big tag team. They did more than some of the other tag teams did, but they didn't do it like in front of this audience, like in front of a bunch of different audiences. They didn't, are there Heart Foundation clones? No, there aren't really. Like just except outside
Except
of
for
their own family. Well, and within their own family, maybe, but that's different, right?
I mean, I did like the Halloween episode. I did like the Halloween episode of Raw when fucking Chelsea Green and Piper Niven dressed up as Bret Hart and fucking Jim Nyland and wrestled like that. And it got promos in their voices. That was kind of awesome. But besides that, no. I don't think there are any Hart Foundation clones.
Brian Bell's, the big man with the technical guy, that sort of partnership, that was kind of a model that did get used by other
Well,
teams. You're right.
they do the same thing with the British Bulldogs.
Well, yeah, but at the start, the
It
British
was the
Bulldogs
same
were both
formula,
about
right,
the
though,
same.
Pedro?
The British Bulldogs at the start were both around the same size. I mean,
Yeah, but it was the same formula they did with the British Bulldog, right? Because they started breaking him off for a singles push.
well, no, now that's different. That's different, James, because Dynamite Kid became a mess physically. Like he
Oh,
just
yeah, that's
became a
true.
wreck. It's like
Yeah.
completely different like story there. But like the British Bulldogs. Okay, they're not on this. Oh, they are on this list, but like they have the matches with the Hart Foundation, right? Where are there good matches with other teams?
Yeah, I mean they had a few good ones. I've seen some good ones in All Japan, but I mean it's not like earth shattering. They didn't have any really good feuds. They had that. It was kind of a painful match with, the Rock and Roll Express outside of, you know,
I
where
do.
I mean nobody kind of wanted to do anything.
Brian Bell, damn right they are. Bulldogs is Zeus's favorite team ever.
Yeah,
Where's Jules and Jay Strumbo? Come on.
they're way in the past.
I guess I mean what I'm saying is even though the Hart Foundation are up there on my favorite tag teams, right? I am saying I'm not so certain they're a greatest tag team of all time, but they might. I mean, I'm not excluding them either, but I'm just saying I'm not. I'm not. I don't think it's a for certain
Okay,
thing.
I have a question. It could be a touchy subject. It could be touchy. But do you think the Briscoes being named now because of Jay passing?
Of course.
You're right, and I mean, they were all just, they were all there together. I mean,
Yeah.
that's another thing. It's like, he's currently working with Edge and Christian and the Hardy Boys and one half of the Briscoes, and
Yeah. 'Cause they had that one match, didn't they? FDR and the Briscoes had that one match.
I believe so.
Yeah, they
For,
had
like,
three
the Ring of Honor
matches.
belts or
Three
something.
matches.
They had 3 matches. I watched them all. They were all overrated, just mediocre. Well, the first one was an overrated, just mediocre affair. The other 2 were just stupid bullshit. And people were like, these are the greatest things ever of all time. And it was just dumb bullshit. I mean, the other 2 matches were just dumb bullshit. And people can go fuck themselves who were crazy about it. I'm not I'm not bad mouthing Jay Briscoe, okay? It's a tragedy that he died. It's a loss, and for his family, for the wrestling. The Briscoes should have had a chance, like, to do more in the industry and all that stuff. 100%, all those things. But
Their gimmick held
those
them back a little bit. Nobody wanted to put them on TV.
well, yeah, and the stuff that they said or whatever, but like lots of
Yeah.
people's. I mean, Flair is on AEW and the things he's done and said and blah blah blah.
Yeah.
I mean, but like those matches with FTR were just a lot of nothing, really. I mean, they're a lot of nothing. It's like we were saying at the start. Zeus was saying about what we keep saying about modern wrestling in a way. There's just a lot of nothing, and people praise it, right? Zeus is just
Right.
it's
Yeah.
it's nothing out of this world, and people just like, oh, Mount Olympus, and it's.
Mount Olympus. Yeah. Right.
That's my summer home.
I don't think Edge and Christian should be on this list. I don't think Hardy
No,
Boys should be
hell
on this
no.
list. I want y'all's opinion because y'all saw more of these guys than I ever did. The
I
Andersons,
thought Edge, the
Zeus,
Gene and Ole?
Yeah,
I'd rather. If I'm gonna pick the Andersons, I'm gonna say Ole and Arn.
Not me.
No?
No. It was they were a good team, short lived. And it was really there at the tail end of
Arn's career. I mean, not Arn, Ole's.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Um,
That's when he started booking, right, Zeus?
no, I mean he'd been
No?
before. I mean it's I mean, taking into account whatever with that. I mean, the fact is that Ole and Gene were like 7-time NWA World Tag Team Champions, and they had like huge matches. They had matches where it was really the focal point of Mid Atlantic, and it had reverberations across. The wrestling magazines were talking about it. They became the standard in tag teams in the late 70s there, and like a huge impact thing revolving that was involving the Andersons was Flair and Valentine became a tag team, and they went in and they like beat Ole and Gene their first time against them, and that was like a huge deal. And then that led to Greg Valentine leaving Ric Flair in the lurch and joining the House of Humperdinck and causing that feud, amongst that.
I remember the House of Humperdinck. I remember that.
Yeah. So I think that that there was a lot going on with the Andersons. They were taking on the best tag teams that were kind of aging out and the best young tag teams. And they had a great mindset, and they were really one of those first teams that they really wanted to cut the ring off, work on the one body part. You know, that was you know their claim to fame and everything.
That was the Anderson way.
Yeah.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
So,
So I never saw Gene and Ole because I always saw Ole and Arn.
Yeah. I mean,
right.
I saw
You know,
more
yeah,
Ole and Arn
really
as well,
happened
James.
until like 80, 85.
85?
85. Oh, yeah. Because it was like I think Arn debuted in Georgia in like 83, but I believe it was under his real name briefly, and then he went back to Continental, and then he got his name coined by Junkyard Dog, and then he started coming back to Georgia to he broke up
Mm.
Ole and Thunderbolt Patterson.
Oh, I remember that. I remember.
Yeah,
Ole and
and
Thunderbolt
really,
Patterson. Yeah.
that's really the first event that started off the Horsemen.
Gotcha.
Was those two getting back together, and then the of course Tully Blanchard had been in Mid Atlantic since like '84, and he was just taking over. He was everywhere, and with Flair being the traveling champion, he was really kind of the number one heel in Crockett, and probably became the top heel in Georgia as well, because that was all before the merger, and
Yeah.
so um, that the Ole and Arn were an excellent tag team, but I just don't think that Ole didn't really have it in him anymore.
You're
And,
right.
and even though, they brought Ole back when they shitted on Tully, because he was in the back at that Corpus Christi clash. He was supposed to come back, as a member of the Horsemen that night, and they lowballed him on money, and he told him to go stick it. And so there was like one high profile match or two of Ole and Arn again. I think they took on the Steiners one night. It was like 90 or something like that. But yeah.
Mm. Oh, well, by the way,
Yeah.
has anybody watched NWA Power on the CW app?
No.
I'm not downloading the CW app to watch Power.
I got a song for you, James. Let me see.
Don't you want to see EC3's champ, Zeus? No?
If you wanna
Literally nothing there I want to see.
I know, right?
If Baby Doll's daughter, does well and becomes champion, that would be kind of a reason to watch again. But they're saying that your favorite, Camille, might be leaving next year.
I'm sure she's looking for dollar signs. I'm sure dollar signs are floating in the back of her head, especially after she's seeing, all these big girls, like Jay Cargill get these nice contracts and stuff like that. I'm sure she's going, oh, wait a minute, I can do that too,
Brian Bell said not to get ahead of your list, but some underrated teams not listed or thought of a lot of the times is the Funks, Bach and Stevens, the Blondes, Fab Ones, and Fabulous Ones, and Fabulous Kangaroos.
Fabulous Kangaroos.
Yeah, Don Cannon. What's his name?
Al Costello.
There you go.
Oh man, I'm gonna be honest, I don't know them. Or it's off the top of my head.
I back in the day, I bought some tapes that had vintage wrestling on it, and saw the Kangaroos, and they were quite good. They were one of the early ones. I swear, there's a lot of people that love Bachwinkle and Stevens.
Yeah, man, the crippler.
And the thing about Ray Stevens is you can't hardly find photos of him. Like he wasn't in photos. He wasn't like known for his interview, and I know they did. They were tough. I believe it like 3 or 4 time AWA tag team champions.
Yeah. Didn't Ray Stevens have those classic battles? He had those big bloody battles.
This is just history and how he's remembered and everything. He's just become very forgettable. There's just not been a lot of fanfare around keeping his memory alive. He just doesn't quite, have it to where, for whatever reason, whatever his signature, I mean, maybe he was just too good of a tag team partner to become a star, and he just kind of very well forgotten in today's day and age. And
he had a nice looking power driver.
Has been for 30 years. You look at the wrestling magazines, you just never saw photos of him.
I was never a fan of the Fabulous ones. I don't know why. They just didn't do it for me.
Well, I mean, they were really there for the chicks.
Yeah.
I mean, they were blatantly, for the chicks.
The big omissions, I think, are as we mentioned, the Steiners, of course, a huge omission. No, I mean, just no one really liked them in terms of being a athletic freak of nature, who just did all this stuff. Y'all mentioned the Freebirds. The Freebirds really do need to get mentioned because think of how much influence they've had on wrestling in so many ways. Like the whole Freebirds rule, the like up and down, the feuds, the angles, the blah blah blah.
Ring entrance music.
Yeah, I mean, just so many things.
Yeah.
I mean, that, and they had memorable feuds. They were gold on the line. Anytime that they were somewhere, they were making noise and they were making friends. People wanted to be around them. I mean, hell, they were hanging with Cyndi Lauper, back then. I mean, back in the early '80s, and that, there was just, they had a huge amount of buzz, everywhere they went. The feud with the Freebirds is just one of many things. It's, of course, it's probably the biggest contribution to pro wrestling. That intense, just blood feud that started
with the
off,
Von Erichs. Yeah,
I mean, it was just that was just one of the standards for the kind of heat you wanted to have, and even through all of that, there were still chicks and people that were going crazy for the Freebirds, even when they were heels.
Yeah, well, ladies love Michael PSAs.
Yeah, I mean, they had that swagger. They were always talking about Atlanta and it's just, they were just that that perfect Southern tag team, and everybody had everybody was able to do something different.
He wore the big cape of the rebel flag, man. Remember that shit? He would come to the ring with the rebel flag as a cape.
Yeah, it was his robe.
Yeah.
And even later, him and when they were trying to, there was a point when it was Jimmy Garvin and Michael Hayes, when they were trying to get him heat in WCW late in their run. They were doing anything they could to try to make him look bad in front of the fans.
Yeah.
Fans just weren't buying it. It's like they come out Confederate flag robes. Up, yep, it's still cheering up. They're still getting cheered more than the damn young Pistols. You know, they gave him glittery makeup and like
I remember the glitter makeup. Yes,
remember
I remember that. Yes.
eyeliner and the
Yep.
and the like the it's like the acrylic lipstick and all that. Like
I remember that shit.
Because they were still the Freebirds,
Yep.
And it's like you talk about, they were together for what, probably like 75 to about 92, and everywhere they went, they were, a prominent team. I mean, it definitely, definitely a huge, influential, top, and singles or as a tag team.
Yeah.
Just that whole unit, they were so good at what they did, that they were drawing huge crowds. Michael Hayes loves to talk about the big match with Junkyard Dog that drew so many people in Mid-South back in the day. So, but yeah, you definitely have to have the Freebirds on there.
Yeah.
I agree. 100%.
Yeah, Brian Bell says it feels like the Freebirds are easily forgotten the more years go past. I wonder if that's because they never had a WWF run.
Well, they were in the WWF in the early 80s, and Vince wanted to break them up, and they left. They were like, no, thank you.
I don't know what it was that exactly the circumstance. I know it was like
I think Vince saw a star in Michael Hayes. He saw a single star in Michael Hayes.
Yeah.
And like he wanted to put Michael Hayes over, and Hayes was like, no, because we're part of a team, and they wrestled because I remember watching them on TV, and they came in as baby faces, and the crowd was loving it because it's the Freebirds. Hello, but they were there like maybe a month, and poof, they disappeared. I was like, okay, poof, bye bye.
Yeah, they weren't there long. They were there for about a damn sandwich.
Yeah.
I think we're coming up with a fairly consistent top five, which is Road Warriors, Midnight Express, Arn Tully, Steiner's Fabulous Freebirds. I feel like this is a pretty solid top five.
I don't have a problem with that five. I think that five is the way to go.
I mean, I feel like everything after that is just going to be about the same, like, kind of, there's just going to be a giant glut of, like, well, a bunch of teams you can argue are in the same.
Right, because they're all basically the same. I mean, you put the rock and roll, you put the Midnight Rockers, and then you start putting in teams like Demolition, and so on and so on.
Right, and here's the thing, like the Dudleys and the Hardys, both put in about 2 decades overall of tag team work across the entire pro wrestling landscape as they were able to, right?
Mm-hmm.
There was success. Mm-hmm. There was success in WWF. There was success in Dudley's were success in TNA. So were the Hardys won in Ring of Honor. They won the TNA titles, right?
Yeah.
Because that was during the whole broken Matt Hardy thing, and they would teleport to places to have matches on indie shows and stuff like that. Yeah.
Yeah. So, I feel like they, for some of the, the teams out of their era, I mean, I think that they did a whole lot, and the Dudleys, they had a really great run in Japan. They won IWGP tag titles. I think they won the tag team tournament in All Japan. I mean, they've got a really long resume. And of course, they're their impact, in WWF is really tied to Edge and Christian and the Hardys with the
Yeah.
TLC matches.
Yeah.
And when they first got to WWF and they had Bubba doing the stuttering thing, nobody gave a shit. Like
Yeah.
they was crickets. That until they really started, getting in a good feud. They were just like, it was like, oh man, this is not going over well at all. So
I will admit I do not want to give the Hardy Boys credit because I hated the Hardy Boys. I hate
them too. But I'm just saying, like,
but you're not wrong. You're not wrong, Zeus. About I'm just like,
I mean, they've got the resume. They put the time in.
You're right.
I mean, that's like, if you look at start to finish, Rock and Roll Express is over 30 years. I mean, that's crazy. That's crazy long time.
Fucking cock and balls.
Yeah, I know. I'm just. These are just the facts, and they're not.
Yeah, I know.
Right?
I know. I know. No, hey, Zeus, you're right. You got to give them the flowers because they've lasted so long and they were influential. And again, teams like the Midnight Express needed a team like the Rock and Roll to go up against. So.
Oh yeah, but I mean, the Midnights proved that they could go with really anybody. I mean, they went against Magnum TA and Dusty Rhodes. They went against the Fantastics.
Those are some good matches against the Fantastics.
Yeah, I like Bobby and Stan better, right? I think they're a better tag team, but the ruggedness of Dennis and just his ability to maybe his ability to sell as a heel was a little bit better. So I think that might be part of the difference.
So
beautiful Bobby and Sweet Stan Lane.
So Road Warriors, Midnight's, Arn Tully, Steiners, Fabulous Freebirds, the Rock and Roll Express, Dudley's, Hardy's. So we're at like 8. So I think that seems like a pretty consistent top 8 that we're coming to some consensus about.
Well, and if you want to start adding teams like the Hart Foundation, the Bulldogs, that's fine.
Zeus, what about those last 2 spots? Any candidates you want to throw out there? You want to stump for? Or?
I'm trying to think.
Brian Bell, does TNA and AEW count? That may be negative marks for them. Well, TNA doesn't count for me, but yeah, it is. But in the form, in like an academic discussion of the form, we have to include them. It is kind of like saying the.
I mean, come on, man.
The kids' playroom.
This is a company that made Steve Macklin their world champion. I mean, come on, it's horrible.
Yeah, I mean, it's it's what we had. It's what was there. And
okay, so it's just those 8 then.
I can't think off the top of my head other real definitive tag teams.
I mean, do we add the Usos or no?
Who?
No, you don't add the Usos. Okay.
No.
Oh, the Usos.
They're not.
They've only done it in one place, right?
Well, yeah. I mean, of course, that's a knock. And then, the fact that, you gotta you got to be really huge. I don't think that they've, nobody's really said that the Usos were really, like carrying pay-per-views and
Well,
Agreed.
they did headline a WrestleMania night
yeah,
one.
but wasn't that more of a shock than anything? I mean, did we really see
Yeah.
that coming? And would that have ever happened on a one night WrestleMania?
And you're right, and it was also we have to Sami Zayn and Kevin Owens were involved in the match, so there is much to why it's a main eventing. Yeah.
So I mean,
That's fair enough. That's fair enough.
It's not like people were screaming for that to be done over and over again.
That's fair enough.
I mean, and when you think about the Usos, you think about New Day in a way because they feuded for so long and they had
Oh
so
my
many
God, I
matches.
was so tired of watching their matches.
The New Day is another one that is going to be in the same thing with the Usos, where you would say, well, they've only been in one place. Granted, the one place is the biggest place in the world, sure, but they've only been in the one place, right?
But do we really? But like when we think of a really great tag team,
Right?
I don't think it's a New Day.
We're
no.
not thinking of either of those teams.
Like,
Are they over?
like
Are
the
they
New
over?
Day-
Yes, but are they that good? No.
the New Day, to me, they were, a feel. They were a team based off your feelings. So like, if you liked them, and then they were the faces, they were just super over.
Mm-hmm.
And even when they were the heels, they were still kind of over, right?
Yeah.
Because they were clever. They have a ton of personality, a ton of charisma. But like as far as like if you say, well, what was their landmark feud and what's their landmark match? Nobody knows.
The Usos.
Yeah.
all the
if you
gazillion matches versus the Usos.
Well, hold on. If you really want to say landmark matches, the only way you can say that is when they did Kofi Mania.
Well, yeah, that's more. Yeah, you're right. You're right.
You know, because that was the only thing that was really landmark.
Brian Bell brings up the New Age Outlaws.
Oh, you didn't know?
Oh yeah, I forgot it. I didn't think about them. I'll be honest. I didn't think about them.
Once again, team really over because of their personalities, because of their entrance, right?
Right.
They were.
Yeah, I don't think of them having great matches.
Calling them a great tag team because they had great matches or they had great feuds. I mean, there was so much time. It was, in the DX gimmick and Suck It and all this stuff, and it's just, I don't see the fact that we've forgotten them, and
that says it right there.
Yeah. Like
who was the Outlaws feud? I mean, who was their biggest feud? What, it was Mankind and
I mean, they're feuding with the Road Warriors. They were feuding with, a lot of teams. I mean, they feuded with the Nation of Domination. That was not memorable.
No. No.
And it's funny because they're like, you could make a really great tag team out. Like a tag team with Mark Henry and D'Lo Brown. On paper, it sounds like a good tag team. But I saw them live. They just didn't gel. They just didn't have great teamwork or anything. But it's like you go like, well, they were two impactful singles wrestlers. That's for sure.
Now, Zeus, you saw the Usos live, and you praised them a lot after you saw them live.
Yes, I thought that they totally outshined Fart, and they were having. I mean, they were having fun. Like I said, I'll never forget that look of whichever one it was, Jay or what's the other one's name?
Jimmy.
Whichever one does the flying body press.
They both kind of do the same move.
Yeah.
So.
Okay, well, they were finishing off the match with a flying body press, and he just looked at in midair. He found the camera and smiled right at it and hit the splash. I'll never forget that. That was just You know, that was great. I'm not saying that they're not good. I'm just saying they're just not an all-time great team. That's
No, I think you're right, Zeus, because they've only done it in one place. And again, they haven't had that. You know, you don't think of them having these, these amazing matches. You know, these amazing main event matches. I mean, you don't think of them. You know,
and here, all right. So here's another tag team that only did it in one place, but they were just fantastic. You just like once their time was over, it was just over. And that
Evo
was
Sonata.
no Steamboat and Youngblood.
Oh, yeah.
You know, 5-time NWA World Tag Team Champions. You know, they sold out. You know, and they're talking about this tomorrow. They got Ricky Steamboat and Sergeant Slaughter talking about this tomorrow at WrestleCade. You know, the final conflict. You know, there was 16,000 fans sold out the Greensboro Coliseum, and there were 16,000 more people in Greensboro trying to get to the damn arena. You know, that's impactful. You know, and they were able to do that type of thing.
Sergeant Slaughter and Private Canoodle.
Slaughter and Kernodle. You know, the feud with the Briscoes was super hot.
Yes.
You know, they were able to go against, you know.
How you gonna leave the Briscoes off too? I mean, come on, man, Jack and Jerry.
Right. Now, see, Jack and Jerry had a ton of work, not just in Mid-Atlantic, but in Florida. If you look up in Georgia, if you look up their tag team accomplishments, they won tons of like Georgia and the NWA national tag team titles.
Florida versions, tag
team titles in Florida. They won the Florida tag team titles multiple times. I mean, they've got a huge resume, and it's, you know, it was really great for Jack, probably because, you know, he got burnt out during that being world champion.
Yeah.
And I think, you know, being able to do singles and tag teams, you know, with somebody like his brother, you know, was probably just, you know, something he really, really liked. And so, you know, putting the Briscoes up there, it's tough because their stuff in history hasn't been highlighted as much.
Right.
And it was just before, you know, pretty much everything that happened with them was just before it went national.
We should do this we should do something like this next week for the greatest factions of all time.
Nah, it's the Horsemen. I mean, what else are you gonna say after that? It's just gonna be like what the NWO, DX, this or that. I mean, what are you gonna say? It's just gonna be a Bullet Club,
the original
blah, blah, blah.
Legion of Doom. Come on, the original Legion of Doom.
Okay, I mean,
it you know,
I mean, it really starts and ends with the Horsemen, isn't it? Like everyone else is like,
well, yeah,
it's like
yes.
It's gonna be the Horsemen, and then everything else is just gonna be like, you know, oh, here are other ones that existed and did stuff like
Evolution, which was crap.
Well, the Heenan family is probably a top, a top 3.
Oh yeah, the
5.
And it's both versions of the Heenan family, the AWA version and the WWF version. Both versions were awesome in their own way.
Yeah, and I mean, you know, honestly, I mean, kind of, you know, Heenan kind of had that family for, you know, a long time. I mean, you know, he kind of retired as an active wrestler in the 70s, and you know, he still wrestled with the Blackjacks. I think, you know, in 6 matches. You know, here and there.
He used to wear that singlet. Remember that singlet? He always wore that black singlet.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
He looked terrible. He was a terrible looking.
He sold, though. He sold.
Yeah.
He sold good. I think it was an overrated fucking faction. I thought, and I never liked them. I thought they were stupid. I just couldn't get into the Dungeon of Doom.
Are they gonna say the elite? Sorry.
No, I don't know. The Elite sucked. No, I just couldn't get into the dungeon.
Is this Kevin
Yeah,
Sullivan
yeah,
and stuff? Yeah.
yeah. I just couldn't do it.
His dark family, the Florida.
Yeah, the Florida shit was hot. We had the Purple Haze. Yeah,
Yeah.
that was different. But the fucking dungeon in WCW with Shark and Avalanche and the Zodiac, and that was stupid. I was like, no, that's not going to work.
I mean, Doom was really good.
I like Doom.
Once again, their time was cut short, and the best thing about their time getting cut short was the rise of Ron Simmons.
Yeah.
But they had their feud with the Horsemen, their feud with Rock and Roll Express.
But Brian Bell, I definitely agree. The Dangerous Alliance was awesome.
Oh yeah, the Dangerous Alliance were awesome, and they did a War Games.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It was an awesome War Game. So
that War Game is definitely one of the top 2 or 3 War Games matches.
Well, but Zeus, I think you're right about Doom because that led to the rise of Ron Simmons, like you said, especially when they unmasked. So it was like, oh, okay, and it was like, Zoom, off we go.
Again, for a lot of fans, especially myself, it really only took me about 2 weeks to figure out who they were.
Yeah. Yeah.
Because let's this is not racist to say that there were not many really overly muscular black guys in wrestling that weren't that you didn't know from anywhere else already.
Yeah.
So it's just kind of a and the fact that they're that they were so uncovered, the masks didn't really do much.
No.
They really needed I've said this before. They really needed a lucha tailor to make them full on bodysuits and good masks.
Those masks were so generic.
You're right, because they would have been they could have been much cooler, much harder to figure out who it was for.
Yeah, you're absolutely right. Yeah.
But of course their moves kind of started giving it away after a while too.
Yeah, I can't believe that WWF had Butch Reed and fucked him up too. Remember when they made him blonde?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, that's right. He did have that really good match with Tito Santana, but I feel like we say this about anyone. Tito Santana had really good matches with everyone.
That's because Tito Montana had a good match. Yeah.
Tito Montana. Tito the Montana.
Tito Montana had the match.
Another team that I think
Harlem Heat.
Right. And once again, they were 10-time tag team champions. They had, a decade of dominance, from GCW to, or GWF to WCW. And, they're a huge, huge part. I think you have to say, I would have to say that they are, of the Nitro era, probably the most important WCW tag team because they were there for so much of it.
Yeah, I gotcha.
And they were loved. They were loved. They were hated. They were.
I love Booker T. I love Booker T.
I mean,
it didn't matter. I mean, they were just.
I mean, I think the only like sort of pullback on the Harlem Heat, okay, is that Booker T, amazing talent, right?
Right.
Stevie Ray, hilarious promo in a way, hilarious personality. Like he would be great on a podcast. An absolute plotting nobody in the ring. Like he just as a wrestling, his ceiling was like what, probably low mid card at best. He really had no ceiling as a wrestler, so he just needed the tag team because he had no ceiling otherwise.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, they just he was definitely
He
he
was
was
being
the
carried by Booker T. Is what I'm saying. Booker T was the life of the tag team, in my
right. Yeah,
opinion.
yeah, and because Stevie Ray kind of like Jim Neidhart, he was kind of that
Yeah.
immovable object, and Booker T was the irresistible force.
Jim Neidhart is like so much more amazing in every
Just
way
saying,
Yeah,
in
but Emma
comparison.
Pedro,
the type
Emma
of
Pedro, Jim
Right, it's the
Neidhart.
model, yeah.
Jim Neidhart had an abysmal run in WCW.
Right, yeah, but I mean, yeah, that so did like because so did Bret Hart, and because
Yeah, well, yeah.
so did lots of people, yeah.
Yeah.
I also wanted
James, the ghost of Davy Boy Smith is like he's staring at that thing where he's riding that boat into the explosion. That whole segment.
Oh man.
the other team that definitely deserves, I would say, some definitely a top 20 team. Dory Funk Jr. and Terry Funk.
Oh, of course.
Oh yeah, of course. And they did it everywhere too. Yeah.
Well, they did it almost everywhere. I mean,
Almost everywhere. Yeah, right.
They were in WWF, but it didn't. Nothing really happened.
Yeah, it didn't click in WWF. Yeah.
Yeah. So, but they've had so much success in, in Japan and throughout the territories. Texas and just kind of anywhere they went, anywhere they wanted to be. They were a force. As a tag team.
Well, there's that and no one else was good as a tag team. Not on the level of Dory Funk and Terry Funk, because I didn't think they did it like them, but I thought they were pretty decent. Dusty Rhodes and Dick Murdoch.
I mean, I always hear about them. But I've never seen them.
At the Outlaws, right?
I mean, and if we're talking about Dick Murdoch, do you go with his team with Dusty Rhodes, or you go his team with Adrian Adonis?
Yeah.
Well, the team with Adrian Adonis was pretty short lived, even though it had, even though they had a lot of push and a lot of heat. I think just their time together wasn't great. Now, the time with Murdoch and Dusty Rhodes, it's so far back. There's just not. I haven't seen a lot of their matches. I'm not gonna lie. I can't even tell you I've seen more than one. I know I've seen one.
Yeah.
But they, I think that the fact that they were tag team champions was just, or a tag team was just a great way for them, for Dick Murdoch to enter a territory, help Dusty out, and then turn on him, and then everybody would be really mad about Murdoch.
Yeah. Hey Zeus, how about the greatest tag team that never tag team in the WWF? The Masked Superstar and the Magnificent Morocco.
Yeah. That was a great match.
That was awesome. Yeah, I watched that 3 times. You know that? That was awesome.
3 times.
I watched it 3 times. No shit. I was watching that. This is great.
Yeah.
A tag team we haven't mentioned, but I'm not sure if they count in a way is the Von Erichs, because which version of the Von Erichs?
You go. Yeah, well, it's the same thing with the Freebirds. I mean,
not quite the same, but.
Well, yeah, because you could pick. Okay, you could pick Kerry and Kevin.
Well, I think if you're going to talk about the Von Erichs, the fact that you have a lot of crisscrossing with their tag teaming, right? That I think that the name Von Erichs, carries a lot of weight, kind of like how you're talking about that, like the Midnight Express, whether it be Bobby and Stan or Bobby and Dennis or Dennis and Randy. I think that there's, just, I mean, the overall Von Erichs, it was definitely, they were definitely heated. They were definitely, high profile. But I don't know if you call them a great, a great tag team per se.
Right.
Because I
Right.
think they were wrestling to win whatever the match was. It was usually against somebody they hated, right? Which that's they were putting asses in seats. People were getting excited, mad, everything about them, overall. So,
Brian Bell mentioned, I'm just going through some of these really fast. The Wild Samoans, the Outsiders. The Outsiders, he said, did main event a lot, and the height of WCW was heavily around
Outsiders
them.
are the most overrated tag team of all time, and the Wild Samoans are awesome. Alpha and Chica ruled. I was actually scared of them. They were awesome.
yeah. The
Well, Kevin Nash and Scott Hall. I read see Scott Hall and fucking Mr. Perfect together.
physically they were on the downturn. When they were tag team champions. I just, once again, I think that they got so much of their, accolades and things, because of, the push of the NWO and, all that stuff. And I didn't think they were a great tag team at all. I can't remember.
First of all, Kevin Nash is a shit wrestler, number one. I mean, all you gotta do is look at his. All you gotta do is look at his body's work as the WWF champion. Garbage. So that tells you right there. He was so overrated. The only contributing factor to Kevin Nash's career is that he got people guaranteed contracts. Other than that, he did dick in the ring. He was so overrated.
It's a little glossy for their James, but
But come on, Zeus. I mean, people talking about Kevin Nash like he's the second. He wasn't that good in the ring.
no, not saying he was good at all in the ring. I'm just, he had his time. I mean, the Diesel thing was oddly over. But I mean, he's big dude, good looking. He's really good on the mic, and he was great at making you hate him. Scott Hall, pretty much same thing. The thing that they
but Scott Hall could have a match. Kevin Nash can't have a match. Bret Hart made Kevin Nash.
Brian Bell said pay-per-view buy rates and their peak said otherwise. Sold more pay-per-views than quite a lot of our favorites, but
Because that's because of the NWO. Kevin Nash by himself sucks.
I mean,
but we're talking about teams. I mean, the NWO starts with Nash and Hall invading WCW. I mean that kicks off the whole thing.
Yeah.
Like,
I guess because Kevin Nash reminds me of Lex Luger.
but Kevin Nash. Hey, it's we've been having a great tag team discussion, but it's time for something else, amigos. We gotta do something else.
oh God, I'm scared to ask what.
Mm-hmm.
It's time for
That was a
drafting.
good tag team discussion. Oh yeah, you're gonna draft?
We're gonna
Finally?
draft.
You've been hoarding all your stones. You've been hoarding all your stones.
I've got
You
200 and I've got 248 stones.
Hey Zeus, that fucker's been hoarding all the zones, all the stones. You know that,
I
right?
was too. Yeah, go ahead, hit it, Pedro.
Let's
Hey
do
Pedro,
this.
let's see what you got, baby.
Okay. Let's see.
Tony Toka.
This has been a tough draft.
Ah,
maybe
not
that
good.
will flip for you.
Yeah. You probably need a Shazam or two.
Here we go. All right, who we get? Oh yes,
Yeah.
I wanted this one, James. You remember I tried to get you to trade me at once.
Yeah.
Holy fuck!
You
All
got it,
right,
Pedro.
I got
Yeah.
it.
Yeah, you got it.
Give me another. Give me another.
Keep tapping.
I'm
Tap,
not
tap,
getting
tap.
another.
Tap, tap, tap.
Wait. Maybe.
No.
That's a good card, Pedro.
No.
You finally got it.
But
You
yeah,
finally got
I
it.
did get that Milano AT card. Yeah. All
You gonna go
right.
again?
Should we do more? Y'all want more?
Yeah, man. Go again. Just go.
All right.
Yeah, drafting bastard. Just do it.
All right. Let's see what we get this time.
Nobody get that Tiger ball.
No. We're not getting nothing.
Tap, 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 tap.
We're not getting nothing this time.
Hold on, maybe. Let's see. Keep tapping.
No.
Keep tapping. Tap, tap, tap. Tap, tap, tap.
Oh, nah.
Nah, we ain't getting nothing. I told you.
Pedro, do one more.
Okay, I'll do one more.
Okay.
Let's see. We'll
okay.
see.
That's 7 3-stars.
Yep.
One of them's got to be a legend.
One of them's got a Shazam. Yeah.
Oh, you guys are right. Oh, look at that.
Oh.
All right. Maybe we'll get another.
You can get another one. You can get another one. Maybe that last one will be.
Fucking Choshu. There you go.
Oh, two.
Two Shazams.
Oh, look.
Oh, that's a good one. I like that one.
All right.
Good job.
We need a third. No, I'm not gonna get it. No.
Yeah, do it again. Let's
That's
see.
good. Yeah, that's good.
That was good. That's good, Pedro. There you go.
We got 2 Choshus this time around. So
Good job.
Y'all want to do more or not? We only have 98 stones left.
Do one more.
Wait a second. Yeah, that's what I'm going to check right now. Did I say 98? I got 5 stones out of that. So now we are at what's the money? 103, and I've got a trade. Let's see what the trade offer is. Someone wants my Milano. Not going to happen. Well, let me show you what they want for it. They want to trade me this for it. Look at this bullshit.
No, it's on the
Tag league.
No.
Decline the trade request.
Yeah.
Yes. Trade request declined.
Oh, hell no.
Yeah. Now we got another one. Oh, you guys aren't gonna believe this shit. Guess what someone's offering for the Milano?
What's that?
Look at this shit. Evil. Fucking evil. Decline. Declined. Okay, so we can do 2 more drafts, amigos. We can do 2 more. Y'all want to do 2 more?
Go for
Let's
it.
do it. Well, yeah, I mean we've been waiting for something like this, right? So
yeah. So what's the whole point? That's what
we got what 4 legends or something or 3 or whatever already. So I mean,
I've been drafting since 7 a.m. So
yeah, your bank account's like you're going to be overdraft.
I'm putting somebody's kid through college. I can tell you that.
Okay, that one. Come on, Shazam! Oh, look!
Oh! Let's see.
Oh!
Yeah.
Hashimoto! Wow! Nice.
That's a good card.
I thought that one was gonna Shazam for a moment.
yeah, because it paused.
No, okay. Well, we got a Hashimoto.
Yeah, that's good.
Should I stop there? Because I feel like we're probably. I mean, how many is that? Whoa.
That's 4 you've gotten today, right?
We got the Milano. We got the 2 Choshu. Oh yeah, Hashimoto. Okay, so it's 4. Well, what the hell? We'll try one more. I don't think we'll get anything. It's too much. I mean, it's too much.
Yeah, but I mean, this is the one.
Oh, we're getting one.
We're getting one. Oh, you're getting one right there off the bat. Let's see. It's
Oh, it's a movie card.
Whoa!
Fujinami. It's
What,
the Fujinami.
yeah. Wow. Whoa.
oh, that's hot. Good job, Pedro.
It's not over yet. It's not over
No,
yet.
no.
Oh, I was hoping. I was hoping, man.
I was like, wait.
Oh,
Nah,
no.
that's good.
Oh, well, that's pretty good. That's 5
that's
Legends
good.
cards.
That's good. Movie card at that. You got a movie card.
Yeah. So you have that one already, James, don't you?
Yeah.
Yeah. We got more trade offers. Hold on, but we got more stones. Let's see what we got. We got 10 stones out of all this transaction. So now we have I think we have 13. So I have to rebuild now.
Yeah.
But hey, that's pretty good. Let's see what I'm being offered. I have three now. So for the Hashimoto, someone's offering. You're not going to believe what they're offering. Take a guess.
I don't know. What?
This motherfucker again.
Evil again?
Yeah, they have 2 of those. They're trying to get rid of it.
Decline. So let's see. For Milano, who do you think they're off? Another offer for Milano. What do you think they're offering? Just take a wild guess.
Evil.
No, it's
You
not
do
evil
it?
this time. Taguchi.
Oh, Jesus Christ.
Oh no! Are you crazy? No, who's doing
Decline.
this today? That was who think you can get away with that?
Okay, then for one of the Choshu.
Yeah,
Oh,
hopefully it's a Gucci.
oh, Zeus, you fucker. Is this for real? Do you want?
I'm just doing it. You show it on the
Zeus,
screen.
do you want that? Do you want that Choshu?
Not for what I'm offering.
You sure?
What did he offer?
I'll
What
give
did he
it
offer,
to
Pedro? What did he offer? Show it.
Yoshihashi.
Oh my God! I know.
What? Oh, calm down, James. Take it easy.
Zeus is trying to get rid of all his Yoshihashis. That's it. He's trying to get rid of every single one.
Hey,
of them.
I would give Zeus the card if he wants it. I'll give him the card if he wants it.
For the Yoshihashi? Oh, that's brutal.
Whoa. I won't decline it right now. But hey, that turned out pretty good.
That was funny, Zeus. Good job.
That's fun. We got five cards out of that. That's pretty amazing. We got.
Awesome. You had 5 drafts. You got 5.
Remember, I got a Fujinami before we did this one because remember I did one already, and I did 2 already, and I got the Fujinami. I got a Fujinami with the thing, and then I said I'd save the rest for the show, and now we got 5 on air, so I got 6 in total out of this draft.
Good job, Spank.
All right. Hey, after all the times they shit me on these things.
Well, yeah, because you said you were saving it for a Legends draft, so there you go.
Yeah.
So,
pretty
you might as
good.
well- yeah.
Pretty good.
That's pretty good. Oh,
Anyone else got any
everybody-
drafting? Anyone else got any
I got
drafting?
19 stones. I can't draft shit.
I mean, I can draft, but I'm using my phone for the show, so
Oh,
I gotta cut you off if I draft.
Right. Okay.
But take me at my word. As soon as we hang up, I'm gonna draft. But B. Brian Bell, are you ready for tonight? It's War Games.
War Games. Yeah, I can't wait to see the women's. I want to see the women's War Games really bad. So I've already told Stephanie. I said I have to see the one match. I have to see the women's War Game. So I'm going to see that.
What's
one.
the worst War Games match?
There's probably a ton of candidates for that.
Yeah, do you like the one God, that 3-team one in 98 was just god awful. The Hogan and
Stevie
Ray and
yeah, that was horrible. That was
against
cocked up.
Brian Bell says I better see an RKO.
Yeah, oh yeah. Oh yeah. You probably see more than one, Brian Bell, more than one. I know what's memorable. But didn't no, that wasn't War Games, was it? What was the match where Sid Vicious broke JJ Dilla's shoulder?
It was Pillman.
I mean Pillman's shoulder? Yeah, what was that match, Zeus?
That was War Games 90, maybe?
Okay.
90 or 91.
That was ugly.
But that wasn't a terrible.
No, the match itself wasn't bad. It just that was a memorable moment. He broke his shoulder. That was brutal.
I really didn't care all that much for the War Games in '97 either.
Which one was that?
Where Kurt Hennig turned on the horse.
Oh yeah, that's when he always broke Ric Flair's head.
Yeah, he slammed his head in the
in the cage. Yeah, in the door.
Yeah,
I remember that. I was mad at Hennig.
Yeah, that whole thing was terrible. That was another one. There was like no matches announced until like the day of. Like all we knew was that there was the War Games. Like everything else was like literally last minute. And they had like Harlem Heat and the Steiners, which was pretty good. And
Brian Bell said, "What was your favorite War Games match?"
Alex Wright and.
Did y'all say what your favorite one was?
My favorite one is from NXT. It's the Undisputed Era. That shit was amazing.
I feel like I have to get between you and Zeus now. Like okay.
I don't know. I'm just gonna kick my ass for saying that. I like that one, Zeus. It was good. It was.
Like everything Undisputed Era did.
No,
Yeah.
Okay,
Yeah,
that's true.
He was all about the baby.
Like commercial they did, that was the best.
It's just that was those guys were fucking at it, man. That was nuts.
Oh my god! So I'm getting more. What you call it? More trade offers. So someone
Anything interesting?
someone named the Yellow Lion is offering for the video Fujinami. They're offering this. I don't know, this Jay White one.
That was totally a common card.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Decline. Let's see. Johnny Warlock. I can't even make this up. Johnny Warlock is like Zeus King Dark because guess what he's offering for Hashimoto?
Yoshihashi?
Yoshihashi.
No, you serious?
Yeah.
Oh my god.
I had two of those.
Oh, Zeus, you got two of those?
I worked my ass off to trade them away.
Oh, that's.
Oh, y'all won't believe this. Someone named Dominic, but I don't think it's Dominic Mysterio. He's for the video Fujinami. You wait till you see what they're offering for it.
It's probably Prison Don.
Oh my god.
Oh no.
Alex Coughlin.
No. That's a shitty card
Decline.
too. No,
Decline.
it's an ugly card.
It's got an effect card. It's just a terrible person on it.
Yeah, the card looks terrible. I mean,
You're no good.
I want to find that Milano collection one just to look at it. Just want to show it on the camera. Look at this thing.
Pedro was active for mine for a long time.
Look at this thing.
Yeah, no, it's a great card. Yeah, no, it's a great card.
I had it and I traded it away.
Oh man,
that's a great card. That's a great card. I love my Milano.
Love this card. That one. This one that Zeus gave me. This is also one of my favorite ones right here. They both have that effect. Are y'all okay?
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Didn't I give you my Milano, Zeus?
You don't have that Milano anymore.
No,
I just looked at your.
no,
No,
I
he
don't have it,
traded.
right?
James traded it for something.
Trade it. Yeah,
I
I
can't
traded it
remember
for
which one he
something. I
traded it
remember.
for, but he did trade it
Yeah,
for something.
I don't remember what I traded it for.
I hope it was something really good, like an Okada or something.
Yeah, I think it was an Okada video. I think I'm
The
not sure.
Hashimoto one, the Hashimoto one's pretty cool. I don't
That
recall this
that
one,
was
but
tight. There's no
Yeah.
lie.
yeah, well, it turned out pretty well. I'm pretty happy with it.
It's a good looking card, Pedro.
All right. So I want to say something about next week. We won't be on next week. I got the Angel show going on, so I won't be.
Oh yeah.
Are you plucking your guitar? Or are you jamming? Which one?
No. I'm just we're spending money is what I'll be doing.
Pedro spending
I-
money? That's an oxymoron, right?
I won't be seeing Godzilla -1 because I'll be at the Angel
I'm going,
show.
man. I gotta find strength to go see Godzilla -1.
Yeah, we told you what to do, James. Get Lux to will you there. So, James,
Yeah.
I'm not even joking because you should not make that walk. You is
No,
in your current state, you should not make that walk. You should have Lux will you to it, and it'll get you all through the front of the line, all that stuff. You'll get to where you need, and
I can't walk through Disney. Were you crazy? That's just like I'll drop.
you can watch an AEW pay-per-view with Lux to pay him back for it. Lux, do
I did that.
Lux,
already.
do it for your friend. Do it, Lux.
Do it for the disabled. I'll buy him an AEW belt. He'll be happy. I'll buy him the Triple B.
The Triple B. Just get him a kids one. Just get him a kids one. Then.
Or
If I knew the kids belts were gonna look like pretty much exactly like replicas one day, I'd be like, what? Because the ones we had back when we were kids, they didn't look like that. We had to make cool ones ourselves.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean they were. I mean, a lot of those early kids belts were terrible.
Yeah.
Remember the foam ones? Oh, I hated the foam ones. Oh, they would never stay shut either. They'll always pop off.
Zeus, you got anything going on the next 2 weeks you want everyone to know about?
No. I'm just I'm plugging along. I'm coloring. I'm almost halfway.
Are you done with that page, Zeus? Are you done with that page?
That last page you saw, yeah, I'm done with that.
Nice.
It's So what I'm doing right now is I got the page where you first see the pie fighters,
Mm-hmm.
and the big bottom panel I didn't ink. I just darkened the pencils, and that's posing some problems. But I think I'm going to be able to do some stuff. I'm just going to be able. I think I'm going to bring in the color of the sky. I think I'm going to be able to bring in a shape from. I'm going to make a gradient in Illustrator, bring it in, and put it on there, pixelate it, and then I'll be able to take away the stuff that it's covering up.
Just work your magic.
Yeah. So it should work out just fine.
Well, James, you gonna do any DJing or anything the next 2 weeks?
Yeah, I dusted off the equipment and I started practicing again. So I'm gonna see if I can get back online, and I'm gonna drop a couple of mixes and get on the online radio station a few more times. Yeah. So I mean, because I'm sitting down now doing it, so it should be okay.
There you go.
Yeah. Because I have one of those desks that you can either stand up or sit down. So I have it in the sitting down position, so it's like I can sit now and just stay seated. And like I have what I did was I made a half shot. So like if I'm DJing, then if I get too excited, I just woof, and boom, I'm good to go. Like I'll check myself real quick, so I'm good. Do what you got to do.
Rock them out, James. Rock out.
Everybody else is doing drugs. These rock and rollers are doing drugs. I'm doing real drugs when I spin.
Doing the meds.
James, you're doing medication. There's a difference.
Yeah, I know. That's hardcore shit, though. It's some good drugs.
I'll be on. I'll still be streaming on Twitch on Wednesday nights and Friday nights. We just won't be here next week, but we'll be back the weekend following, God willing.
We'll be back.
So everyone, take care. Have a great 2 weeks ahead. Enjoy the Survivor Series.
Of all time is on.
Greatest faction, yeah.
Just gonna the face.
James is like, it begins and ends with the 4 members of Undisputed Era. Everyone take care.
Everybody enjoy War Games. Be Brian Bell.
Yeah, thanks for hanging out. Be Brian Bell.
Yep.
Everyone take care. Adios.
Let's go, Randy Orton.